Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Good Morning Retro Rewind Days of Old Extra. Last episode, we talked dial-up internet. That was interesting and a flashback for sure. And today, we're going to be talking about Blockbuster. If you guys remember Blockbuster, it was a video renting store where you can rent video games, DVDs, Blu-rays. There's some merch you can buy as well there. A lot of us from that time remember, Friday night movies after school, or even Saturday night movies. But usually with me, it was Friday night after school. Me, my sister, my mom, my dad, we'd all jump in the car, we'd go to Blockbuster. My sister would normally pick out like a Disney movie or something. My parents would pick out 2 or 3 movies that they want to see. Usually it would be like a comedy, an action movie of some sort, and then a horror movie. And we would be allowed to watch the first 2, depending on, what may be in the movie. And then we weren't allowed to watch the 3rd movie because it was usually a horror movie or something kids shouldn't be watching. With that said, I used to go and rent the video games a lot. And you had a weekend. You had a weekend to beat the video game that you rented. So it'd either be PlayStation, SNES, and then I think PS2 as well. But those stores aren't around anymore, unfortunately. There's one left. There's a Blockbuster located in where was it now? Bend, Oregon, I think, the U.S. I think there's one there, and it's now considered like a tourist attraction. So I also have it up here on Wikipedia. I will read that section to you. So 2015 and present, post-Kelly era, and the last Blockbuster. Although Blockbuster stores could remain open by paying a licensing fee to Dish, there was no longer a corporation entity to provide supplies of branded products, forcing franchisees to design and produce their own. Additional store closures could continue after the dissolution of numerous franchise-owned locations. The Blockbuster fan page hosted an interactive map to track and remaining outlets. The Bend, Oregon location became the last remaining Blockbuster in the world following the closure of the remaining Australian franchise-owned locations. Where was I? Sorry guys, my daughter spoke to me there. Dang, where was I here? Crap. Oh, the Bend, Oregon location became the last remaining Blockbuster in the world following the closure of the remaining Australian franchise-owned locations. It serves as a tourist destination, housing Blockbuster memorabilia and Russell Crown film props, which John Oliver donated. In August 2020, the location was listed as a Airbnb rental for the 1990s themed sleepover on their separate nights in September. Each were limited to guests from the era in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. The entity that operated Blockbuster prior to the sale of Dish remains normally active under the name BB Liquidating Inc. and trades as a penny stock. However, it no longer has any assets or ties to the Blockbuster brand, its remaining franchise location, and activity related to the GameStop short squeeze of January 2021. The BB liquidating stock surge, despite there being no value for the common shareholders in the bankruptcy liquidation process, even under the most optimistic of scenarios. On September 21st, 2022, the Blockbuster Twitter account revealed the Blockbuster World Video Game Championship 3, the event has held during the Portland Retro Gaming Expo of 2022, On March 23rd, 2023, the Blockbuster webpage was reactivated with a cryptic message: "We are working on rewinding your movie," possibly foreshadowing a new online-only business venture using just the Blockbuster name and brand. So only one location exists, and it seems like they're doing everything in the power to make sure it continues to stand. Wow, there were so many stores scattered over the world, and it was like a family loved location. You were there almost every weekend, or in my case 2 weekends out of the month. Yeah, I'll never forget it. It was always a great experience. There's not really much more you can say about it. It's just remembering that experience of going to Blockbuster with your family, picking out those movies, and picking out that game, knowing that when you get home, your ass was staying up for as long as you could to beat this game, because come Sunday morning, that shit had to go back. So that's what I remember of it. Now watching movies, renting movies, and all that other stuff will never be the same, and it almost saddens me that my kids will never get to understand it. They'll never get to see it or feel that kind of enjoyment. So yeah, that's Blockbuster. If you're listening to this on YouTube, let me know in the comments when the last time you've been to a Blockbuster store was, and if you miss it, and what you remember about it. What was your nostalgic memory about it? If you listen to this over on Spotify and other podcast platforms, give us a good review, and I don't know if you can leave comments on Spotify and stuff. If you can, leave a comment answering the same thing. And yeah, if you're listening to this over on Spotify, you'll notice that it's mixed in with Retro Rewind Days of Old. That way you guys still get content coming to you on a regular basis while we are going through like in between games and in between seasons. Right now we're setting up for season 2, which drops June 8th. So the first podcast for season 2 will drop June the 6th. Was it June the 6th? Was it June the 6th? Can't remember. Been a lot going on the last couple weeks. Yeah, June 6th at 5 a.m. There we go. I remember. It's fine. I'm back. So it's the last Tuesday of May. We've gotten through May. We're going into June. Hopefully the warm weather is near you guys. And yeah, remember Blockbuster. If you live in Bend, Oregon, did I say United States, or was that Australia? Bend, Oregon location became the latest remaining Blockbuster in the world following the closure of the remaining Australian franchise location. I don't know where Oregon is. I need to find out. I don't want to fucking be sitting here being like, oh yeah, this is where it is. Yes, United States. Okay. Hopefully you guys remember Blockbuster. If you never got to experience it, I'm really sorry. That sucks. It was a great fucking time. I remember getting VHSs there. VHSs. We're gonna have to talk about VHSs too. But that's for another time. I hope everybody has a great morning. If you're listening to this at work, have a good, great work day. A good, great work day. Whatever, we're going with it. And hopefully it's done shortly. If you're not at home while you're listening, if you're not at work while you're listening to this, my tongue is broken. Words are hard. And you're at home, relaxing because it's your day off. I'm jealous because I'm probably at work while you listen to this. And remember, be kind to others. Okay, we never know what they're going through, and respect is earned. If you're gonna be an ass, be a badass. Stay retro, everybody.